Actually, let's play the start. Hey again, Mississippi Fit. My name's Robbie, I'm your physiotherapist today. So the first thing we're going to do is just do a RAD assessment, which is your rectus abdominis diastasis. So when you got pregnant and your baby grew, your stomach would have expanded and your abs would have stretched to allow for the growth of the baby. And then your linear elbow, which is the fascia that joins the two abdominals together, would have also stretched apart. And basically when that happened, you would have lost a bit of trunk function, and that would have been contributing to your back pain. So what we need to do just to test it is, I'm going to be running my fingers up and down your stomach, just to feel if there's any changes in tone and strength. So I'm just going to be running up and down. Is that alright with you? Yep. Do you have any questions? Happy to proceed? Right, so I'm just going to lift this up for you. So basically I'm just going to feel up and down. Let me know if there's any discomfort. So I can get about a 3-finger width in the, so it's not too bad at the moment. And I'm just going to go slightly below your umbilicus now. Any pain there? So the next thing we need to do is just to get you to slightly contract. So if you can put your hands on your legs, and then just when I say go, just lift your head and neck and then slide your hands up your leg. So you can do that now.
Okay.
And you go back down. And then if you do that again.
Okay.
Right. So in your resting state, there was about a 3-finger width, and then when you contracted, it changed to about 2-finger width. So that is an indication of a slight loss of tone, but that can be easily improved with a few exercises. So the next assessment that we're going to do is just to palpate and try and engage your transverse abdominis muscle. So what that muscle is, it's a deep core muscle, and it goes pretty much from your belly button to slightly to like your pubic bone, and it goes all the way around like a belt, and really helps tighten up your core. It helps with your back stabilisation, it helps with your pelvic floor stabilisation, and your pelvic stabilisation. So I think a weak transverse abdominis could be contributing to your low back pain. So what we're going to do now is just to feel and see how it activates. Is it alright if I have a gander? Right, so basically when you want to feel for it, you go slightly inwards from your top of your hip bones. So you go slightly inwards and you go slightly down. So if you can feel where my finger's there, so you can basically feel it there. So what I want you to do now is just to cough slightly, just get a little cough. And you feel that activate, yeah? Yeah. So that's good knowing that it does activate. So the next step we want to do is just to activate it voluntarily, so just like with your own control. So in order to do that, what I want you to do is just picture yourself going into like some really cold water at the beach, and as it goes in and gets cold, you kind of suck in the bottom of your stomach. So just from your belly button down, try to like engage that. Don't do a maximal contraction, just kind of slightly contract it and just relax the rest of your stomach. So that's good, you can feel that strong activation. So try to do that again, but just focusing more on the lower abdominals and try to relax the top. So just do a small contraction. That's much better. So when we do a few of these exercises, what I want you able to do is try, you can do it quite well in crook lying and lying down on the bed. And now we just need you to make you do it more functionally in your other exercises and other functional tasks. Right, so Mrs. Fit, have you heard much about your pelvic floor muscles before?
A little bit.
So I just want to go into a bit more detail about it. So obviously when you're pregnant, you've had your baby growing you, which has got a bit of downward pressure and a bit of extra weight. So your pelvic floor muscles go from your pubic bone through to the back of your coccyx, and then just support your internal organs in your pelvic area. So obviously with the baby growing in there and the increased weight, you would have had a bit of dysfunction through your pelvic floor muscles, and that is what's contributing slightly to your back pain and your slight incontinence. So when you have good muscle function in your pelvic floor muscles, so just look at my hands, when they are relaxed, they open up and the tubes with all the contents of your fecal matter and urine pass through, and when they contract nice and tightly, that stops the incontinence. So basically what we want you to do is, you said when you do a lot of extra running and a lot of high exercise, you get a bit fatigued and you get slightly more back pain and also more frequency of incontinence. So with these pelvic floor muscles, we're just going to do a few more strengthening exercises, which will help stop the incontinence you're getting, and yeah, that will help a lot. Let's cut that last bit. So now we're just going to prescribe you a few exercises, which is pelvic floor exercises. Previously, we used the real-time ultrasound to show you how to contract your muscles. And maybe as if you were lifting up your front and back passages, and say if you were holding in to like a little bit of wing and just like hold it in, that's how you engage it. So now there's 3 main types of contractions we're going to focus on. The first one is endurance. So I want you to contract your front and back passages and see how long you can hold on for before you kind of feel it fatiguing and losing a bit of form. So if you can contract for as long as you can, and so we'll start now. Right, so that's about 4 seconds. So we want you to do roughly 4 sets of these. 6 sets of these and hold for 4 seconds, and that will increase your endurance. The next one we want you to do is it's the most functional one. It's called the clack. So that's really fast contraction and releases. So it's like contract, release, almost like a heartbeat. So if we can do that again now, so really focus on lifting up those front and back passages and just contract and release as quick as you can, and we'll see how many you get before you fatigue.
It's about 4.
4? Okay, yeah. So we're going to try to do 3 sets of 4 contractions, and we'll do that. And then the last one now is just you contract and hold it for about a second, and then you release. And this, I want you to do a maximal contraction, so really contract as hard as you can, and then release. And before you go into your second contraction, make sure you need to get a real focus on your release, so you get back to baseline and you don't get overactivity of your pelvic floor muscles. So if we begin now, just contract and release, and you'll see how many. Just really focus on getting back to baseline. About 3 there. Right, so for this one here, we'll do 4 sets of 3. So we've got the endurance one, so we're holding for 5 seconds. We're going to do 4 sets. For the quick, fast contractions, we'll do 5 sets of 3 contractions. And then for this last one, I'll just explain to you the dosages. So as we want to progress, as you build up your endurance and get more functional, it's easy now. You can do it in a lying down position. So then we'll progress onto a sitting position, and when you can get those same dosages with the same control, we'll move into standing and we'll do the same. And then just in terms of if you get any pain in your area or in your pelvic floor area, any severe pain, or feel like you can't void properly, or if you just really can't get back to the baseline resting level, then we will regress, bring your dosages back to lower, and we'll also go back into just a more easy kind of contraction, just so you don't get hyperactive muscles.